4K, Ultra HD, 1080p, Full HD. Does all of that jargon confuse you? In this short video, I'll demystify all of that terminology and show you how you can use those different frame sizes to your advantage in Adobe Premiere Pro. Before you export your project, you need to know a few things about the sequence that you're working with, in particular its size and resolution. Let me show you what I mean. I prepared a quick animation for you so I can explain this a little better, so let me zoom into this. And I'll play this for a couple of seconds, then pause. What we have here are 4 different sizes or resolutions of 4 different presets for a sequence. The largest one at the back is a 4K sequence, or 4K frame size I should say. And this one here is a full HD frame, and this one is what we call HD ready, and this tiny one here is standard definition television, SDTV. So far, we've been working with video files that were all shot in a 4K format, so that the height was 2160 in pixels, and then the width was 3840 in pixels. That's what we mean when we say 4K. The height and the width are 2160 by 3840. But most of the times, you'll be exporting stuff in a full HD format. That's quite a standard and widely used format. Now we also call Full HD 1080p as well. You may be familiar with this number, say from YouTube. When you click on the gear icon to change the quality of your video, it gives you an option to set that to 1080p most of the times. And that's what we mean by Full HD. The height of the frame is 1080 pixels, and then the width of the frame is 1920 pixels. Incidentally, the P here doesn't stand for pixels, it stands for progressive, as opposed to an interlaced footage, but that's something we're not going to cover on this lesson, so I'm going to skip this for now. For our purposes, it's enough to know that Full HD means a frame size that's 1920 by 1080. We also have a format called HD Ready. This came out just before the Full HDs came out, so the size of this frame was 1280 on the width by 720 on the height. And then in the old days we also had SDTV, which was 640 by 480. Today, we can pretty much ignore this last format here, as it's quite outdated. Now, since all of the clips we used on this course were shot in 4K, they're going to fill in that large rectangle at the back. Let me now get rid of the rest of the formats except for 4K and Full HD. And you can see now my 4K video is much larger than my Full HD format. Let me just go and center that Full HD here so we can see what's happening with the framing. Now, if I was to place a 4K footage inside a Full HD sequence, it's going to show me just that much of the clip by default. So what are we supposed to do? Well, we have a couple of options. We can move that 4K clip in the background to reframe it within the Full HD sequence, like this. This will be more like a close-up of his face now. I can also move this up, so I can concentrate more on, let's say, his hands, like this. Or I can scale the clip down, and then move it. Now I have a different framing. Or I can even gradually animate this, like so. All of this is possible because the original clip we are using was shot in 4K, and the final sequence that we want to export is going to be Full HD, which is 1/4 of the size of the 4K clip. That gives us the option to reframe the clip within our sequence in any way we like. Before you go, if you want to enter our weekly prize draw, where you could win a free training course that's fully live and interactive and worth over $1,000, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications. That's all you have to do. Thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.